First, you have a seed, which you plant into the ground. In turn leads to this. So you see, it's the creation. The cycle constantly continues. That tree will grow into a tree. It will produce seeds, and it'll go into the ground and constantly repeat itself. The dirt serves as the womb, same thing as the female womb, and the seed represents the sperm, as in the male seed that's planted into the womb in order for life to constantly flow and create itself again and again. Seed is not planted into the dirt. You won't have this. This is impossible it's impossible for life to constantly continue itself or create itself because there's no seed that's planted into the dirt. You see, nature is constantly creating itself. There is no stagnation. There's no destruction. Only creation, creation, creation. There was another one. For this cause, God gave them up into their vile afflictions, for even their women did change the natural use into which is against nature. I already explained what nature was. It's the opposites attract, feminine and masculine, which both serve a purpose to create. That's what nature is. That's all nature is. You have the masculine and the feminine. Both are important. One is not superior than the other. They both need each other to function. There has to be polarity and opposites. You have the man, which is supposed to be the leader. You have the woman, which is supposed to be the supporter. It's both serves for creation. I'm gonna give some animals that are in nature. You can see the difference between the two. You see there's one that's a male who carries a seed, and there's one that is a woman, a female, who carries a womb for the seed to be planted in, for life to spring out of it, to create. Elephant, deer, bull and a cow, and a female gorilla and a baby, or and a pig, a rooster, a rooster and a chicken, Adam and Eve. Just because I'm at Manny and Ellie and Peaches, representing nature, representing what God's union, a man, a woman, and a child. Now, I've had talks about people before about this topic, and people will say it's not in the Bible. It is in the Bible. Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind it is an abomination. If you are a man, you do not lay with mankind. If you are a woman, you do not lay with womankind. It is an abomination. It is confusion. Now, in my previous video, I talked about ego, which is basically you trying to be your own God and you disobey God, and it leads to destruction. Sound familiar? When you don't obey this, you become this, and it leads to destruction, which is the ego. Like I said, ego leads to destruction. As you see here, this is a tactic of the devil, Lucifer, to deceive us, to deceive kids when they're young, so they grow up thinking this sin is okay, not knowing that they're committing abominations against God, which is sin that leads to destruction. Tying it back to the Garden of Eden, God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and not Eve and Kylie. You see how it is. We see right in your face. Now, based off what I said, does this lead to creation or does it lead to destruction? Does it lead to creation or destruction? Obedience or sin?